Have you ever thought about using trading bots? I used Bitsgap in the last bull market and turned $1,000 into $50,000 within a 5-month period. I documented the whole process and put it in a playlist if you want to see that, along with other training videos and tutorials how to set bots up and make the most of the volatility of the crypto market. If you sign up with a link in the description, you'll get a 7 days free trial with no obligation to continue, and you can also use a demo account within Bitsgap so you don't have to risk your own capital. Bitsgap. Hello everybody, welcome back. Let's get started then, shall we? As we saw a bit of a drop yesterday. Again, a drop from the top of the, well, I'll call it the accumulation range for Bitcoin, to be fair. It doesn't mean that we can't break out. Again, we said that there is another area that if we broke out from here, moving up towards $42,000, absolutely no problem at all to assume that as a possibility. Recognize the bearish divergence on the MACD, the RSI, and on the money flow index. And so a pullback is required, and if we do end up coming back down, you know, all the way down to what, 31,900 thereabouts, it's still not a big deal. We can even come down to 29,300, still not a big deal. And again, just reiterating what I've been saying on these videos basically for the last couple of weeks. We've still got a trend signal on the Itchy Cloud on the weekly, which would allow for continuation provided we don't close a weekly below 28,000. So obviously, you know, that's a fair old drop there, and something we've been more than aware of. Trying to put it across with every video that I make, no matter how bullish a particular altcoin or setup looks, you do have to recognize that as a thing, which is why taking profit where possible, because I just don't think that this is parabolic season. All right, this has been, you know, in hindsight, it has been an alt season, definitely. But does it continue? I think it probably does, in all fairness, but from what level? So let's have a look at the Bitcoin dominance chart. So we were saying yesterday, look, this 50 exponential is just a portion of a golden cross retest. If you're going to get a support, you'd expect a support around here, just like you got one over here. It was a resistance before, resistance here. We did break above it for a little bit, and a breakdown from it, and a resistance from it again, and blah, 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 blah. So it's not a nothing thing. It is a real thing, and it's a little messy, but it's an effectively a guide. And if we were to break down below here, we sail all the way down to 50. So exactly what I was saying yesterday. So the message from yesterday's video was one of, when at resistance, expect rejection. When at support, expect support. So we've seen the resistance so far. And where's the support then on Bitcoin? That's what we want to know. So if we go back to the daily, there has been some support take place yesterday on the 20 moving average, a Bollinger Band center. Same as the catapulting move that took place yesterday, the day before, from the 20 simple. So that's fine. And at the moment, we're getting a rejection on the 7 simple. So we're getting sandwiched in a way between two moving averages, forming what basically will be and is a symmetrical triangle. If we were to extend these moving averages, and just as a rough guide, this is the sort of thing we're looking at. And so the formation itself is a bit of a tight squeeze, so we'll take it down to a 4-hourly time frame. Just now we can see the formation itself. You really want to see this break one way or another. So now that we're on the 4-hourly, we can see that a lot of moving averages of major significance. We've got 21, 10, and the 20, and the 50 as well, all basically where we are at right now, ending at the top of that symmetrical triangle. So if we were getting a breakout from here on a 4-hourly, so that'll be a closure above 30, well, that'll be 36,600. A closure above 36,600 should actually have immediate continuation and probably back up to the top of the range. We'll see what happens at that point then. When it comes to momentum, obviously we did have the bearish divergence. I'd probably make the case that that's finished with now, but we'll see. And so yeah, that would be the breakout zone, really, just the top of the formation and those 4-hourly moving averages, and that should take us back up to 38,000 to sit and see if we can go on from there. If we get rejected at here or anywhere below 36,600, expect the bottom of the range to get retested again. So that's 35,800. So it's less than $1,000 range, quite tight really. We'll have a look on the smallest term time frames now, like a 1-hourly. And yeah, it's basically exactly the same, really. There's not much to it at all. Pretty much all major moving averages coming in at the top of that symmetrical triangle formation. Money flow index is moving up. So that makes it more likely that a rejection would take place again from another attempt to move up to the top of the range. But again, it's just a 1-hourly. It's not the most important thing you've ever seen. It's just giving us another guide saying that we've not completely broken bearish yet. We're stuck within the formation, and this formation could break probably I'd imagine it to break today, to be honest with you, one way or another. So effectively, breakdowns would be closures below 35,800. Closures on a 4 hourly below there should have continuation. So if we're going to get a continuation on the 4 hourly, we'll be looking for 33,008 or 33,900 to be the next major support. And that might be the support that gives us a major bounce. I think I've said major quite a lot of times on this video. Not entirely sure why, but yeah. So that's what we'll be looking for. A breakdown to take us down to this level, and a bounce from there. Effectively, you know, potentially causing a V-shaped recovery. Because that's what Golden Cross retests are after breakouts. You know, it's been a significant run so far. So we'll be looking for a bounce around there. It might be a move back up to the top of range. We'll see. I would imagine that this is where the bounce happens. But if not, no big deal. No big deal. So let's have a look at something else then, shall we? Ethereum now. Ethereum is actually looking a little worse than Bitcoin. Obviously, you can see that presented on its sats now. The sats on the 4 hourly. We're losing our freshly made Golden Cross, so again, yeah, bit of a jip that there. Might be marking off a potential immediate continuation for this beloved alt season, which a lot of people are probably just getting ready for, really. Whereas you and I, we were there from the humble beginnings, weren't we? Right, so Ethereum, you know, we can bounce around 1866. Is that when Stellar Artois came out? I'm not sure. And if we don't bounce from there, we would be looking for a deeper drop. But yeah, the supports on Ethereum are not particularly clear. We're actually okay so long as we're holding 1936, 1934, and that's okay to see that. Again, that would be a strong support on a daily. So, you know, a lot hangs in the balance of the next 24, 48 hours, maybe through the weekend, really, into next week. So I'm not here to say we're going to get an immediate bounce. We've not broken bearish yet. We're still technically bullish, I'd say. We're still technically bullish on the higher term time frames, but we've not broken bearish yet. Again, just to reiterate once again, yeah, this alt season, if it does go into alt season 2.0, is valid from the Bitcoin dominance breakout below where we are right now. As you can see, this break down from here, that would be alt season 2.0, where everything starts to rally once again. And the total market cap 2, which again hit a major resistance. So this was the story of yesterday, wasn't it? You know, Bitcoin at resistance. We looked at several altcoins, all at resistance, and the total market cap 2 at significant resistance. So zooming out, you can see the supports, the resistance, the resistance, the resistance. It's a bit messy because it's a overall market cap. So again, a bit wiki, not exactly tight like a tradable chart, but a rough guide showing what it is. But look, let's just admire it as well, though. It might be stuck below this level, but it's not a bad chart. If you were to look at this, ignoring the resistance, if you were to look at this, you would expect a continuation on it. So personally, what I'm thinking is going to happen, and again, this is, you know, I'm just throwing it out there, but just looking at it and just recognizing the higher term time frame charts that we're looking at, the progression of the uptrends. I actually think that what we do is pull back, whether it a little bit further or a lot further, and then continue from there, causing the alt season 2.0. And yeah, at that stage, we would probably be looking for most of these altcoins that we look at regularly, and that I'm sure we'll be looking at on the Patreon live stream tonight. If you want to join that, links in the description below. We'll be looking for new highs on most of them. And again, we trade the charts with the best setups. We don't trade all altcoins blindly. It's not that kind of market. Not yet. It's not. It will be in a year or two, but not yet. It's not. This is where you got to have attention to detail, really, and play the cards you dealt. So that's my expectation, that we pull back further. Maybe Ethereum comes down for a full-on retrace down to a golden cross retest of the 200 exponential, so 10-11% down, and it's at that stage where we do the V-shaped recovery on altcoins and on the market in general. That would be perfect. That would be amazing. That's exactly what we would want to see. But, you know, we could easily bounce from here. So, you know, right now, after a day like yesterday, I imagine This video is probably not going to be as watched as it would be if the market was green, because that's when people tune in. But realistically, you're supposed to tune in and make your plans when the market is red, because that's where you buy from, right? You don't buy into green. That's where people get wrecked. That's why Captain Noobmaster got wrecked yesterday, buying the resistance, because the market was seemingly bullish because everything was green. The best time to buy, it's obviously when the market has come down and retraced and is sitting at support, buying supports, selling resistances. That's what this market is right now. Anyway, I'm going to leave it with you there, but if you do want to join the stream, there are links for the Patreon. If you don't want to join the stream, you can just join anyway, support the channel. Otherwise, I hope you have a nice day and take it easy.